Okay, I'm back for 5 more points, this time dealing with my problem of practice and submitting a description of what I've done. So I just was going to show you another one of my units that I put together in the very beginning of the year called the heraldry unit, which deals with my problem of practice. The problem of practice that I've done this year is increasing the rigor, actually the availability of rigor in the classroom. I've extended my choices in various projects and assignments to include options for students who want to push themselves beyond what is kind of standard English 4 into something a little bit more rigorous so that they have an opportunity to, stretch their brains and whatnot, especially since we don't offer, higher levels like AP or anything like that here. And English 4 is English 4 for everybody. So that is a little bit limiting. So we try to fit as many options in as we can to hit all the various needs of the students. So back on my It's Learning page, the unit we're talking about is heraldry. So this is my page. Again, it's very streamlined so that it's simple for the kids to navigate and for me because I like organization. But if I go all the way back to the beginning of the year, and you can see I have my daily little messages to the kids with all their links for what they're doing that day. You can see here's the very first day of school. The very second day of school, we started this unit, we started talking about it, and we discussed the requirements, which if I were to click on this link would go there. And I can just tell you though that it's already open here. So the unit itself, we're looking again at the options for rigor. This goal, they were to read and research the purpose and the craft of heraldry, and then they actually created their own coat of arms, and I have a bunch of those in the classroom that you can look at that they created. And so I have it broken out step by step and then kind of day by day. It's some of the steps are one day, some of them are 2 days. They had to go to a blend space that I'll show you in just a minute. I have a tiny URL that'll take us there. Go ahead and copy that guy. And then I have different steps. They created the software or the paper design. They cut out the coat of arms. They labeled everything. And down here is where you see the rigor. So the first one, of course, is, a coat of arms can be as complex or as simple as they wanted. So there's natural choice built in there. But then down here, one of my goals in English 4 is to have the students write a college essay or an expository essay, but not all of our students are university bound, and a lot of the colleges they're thinking about don't require essays. So it's an area that we've struggled in the past. Pardon the bell. So this year I have built it into this first assignment. So there's a standard option where the students will be writing an expository essay, and they can actually type 1 to 5 short stories or expository essays for their total of 500 words. And these would be explaining the symbols and the colors that they used on their coat of arms. And I give them an example. If you included a red rose, why did you choose the symbol? What does it represent to you? So they could break up that coat of arms and explain it piece by piece by piece, which lends itself, of course, to organization and whatnot. So this would be the standard option. Then for those who wanted to get a little bit more outside of the box and also think about that college essay, the majority of the college application essays are narrative in nature, meaning, tell me about yourself, in essence. So the advanced option was then to type a personal narrative for a total of at least 500 words, and the narrative would show, not tell, the symbols and characteristics you've selected. So then here's my example. If you chose a black bear to represent grief and strength, your personal narrative should be a story showing your grief and strength, and it should have a plot, like all good stories do, with beginning, middle, and end. The essay may also serve them then as a college or scholarship essay because the story is intact and they would just need to tweak different pieces of it to suit whatever the prompt is. But the majority of college prompts are about overcoming hardship or, tell us about yourself, or what is something else this college board needs to know, blah, blah, blah. So it gives them a piece that they can use. And a surprising number of my students did select to do the advanced option. I think there's an ego boost in it for them, as well as the ability, they like to tell stories, and they don't get a chance to tell those very often in the higher levels of English because we focus more on some of the different, more formal styles of writing, although we are making a push to bring back a little bit more of the journal writing and things like that. So this was some of the rigor, and then here they presented at the very end, and that was the end of the whole assignment. So I put this assignment in a folder and I laminated it so they had it in front of them all the time. They also had access to it here through It's Learning. And then back in It's Learning, as they actually started working on it, I had them open the blend space. So this is where some more of the technology comes in. And here is the blend space that is set for just this unit. It's going to take its time loading. And here again were the instructions. And then I had links to videos. I had links to different articles about how the coat of arms worked. I had links to the symbols so that they could look up the symbols as well as pictures. There were some additional examples so that they could see those. And here at the end, I also included the rubric so that they would know exactly how it was going to be graded. So the students spent a lot of time here on the blend space, pulling out examples, looking at it, modeling from this. They had oh, apparently there's also a gift card. And then they also had the instructions here with that sheet right in front of them and also digital. So there were lots of pieces here. And you can see we worked on it for a while as we went through all of those different steps because we created, we designed, we wrote, we shared, and it took a little while to get through all of those things. Plus we had some other little warm-ups and whatnot along the way. So that was my rigor example. Thanks.